Welcome back to the Action Rabbit introductory screencast series. Um, in the previous screencast, we went over event tracking in Google Analytics and pushing events to Google Analytics. We saw how that works, and we saw the events show up in Google Analytics. And so we are going to round off that screencast with the second part of it, and that is enabling e-commerce analytics in Google Analytics. So I'm going to make the assumption that you've logged in your WordPress dashboard. Then in the left-hand vertical navigation, underneath Jackrabbit class at the very bottom, there's a menu option called Google Analytics. Let's go ahead and click that. In the last screencast, we toggled this on for would you like to track Action Rabbit events, and now we are going to go over would you like to track Action Rabbit e-commerce events in Google Analytics. Okay, so we need to have enable e-commerce turned on in our Google Analytics account. So this is the property that we are working with. So if you don't know where to find this, you got to go to your admin. That looks like this little cog down here in the bottom left of your Google Analytics. You have to select the property that you are talking about. Right now, this is just our JR tester, which is Jackrabbit tester property. And then over here on the right side, there's something that says e-commerce. We want to make sure we have these two options turned on: enable e-commerce, enable enhanced e-commerce reporting. Then we click save. After you've done that, beautiful. We're just going to go back to real time. Let's go to real time events. And then let's navigate back over here to our Jackrabbit dashboard in our Google Analytics page. So one thing that we need to set up in order to make events or to round out e-commerce events in Google Analytics is we need a confirmation page on our website. Okay, so your school's website should have a page that says something like congrats on enrolling, or success, good job enrolling, look out for an email, we'll see you at our school soon, something along those lines. You can come up with the terminology. This is just an example. So in my example, I have created this page. It says success, thanks for signing up at our school, you are an amazing person. And then it has this short code. So we are going to copy this short code here, and we are going to come over to a page. Let's just delete this for now, remove block, and then we're going to, let's say we're going to add a paragraph. Let's paste this in here, send it to the bottom. This is what was already there. I'm just showing you how to do it. And we're going to click update. And now we have this success page, okay? So whatever the success page URL is, we are going to need to tell Jackrabbit class about where it is. So if we go back to our our Action Rabbit dashboard and go to our Google Analytics page, down at the bottom here it says, there's a little red sentence that says, help, where is online web registration in Jackrabbit? And if you click on this, there is a screenshot of where you find the post web registration action. So underneath tools, now I think I'm an administrator of some type on this account, so it's possible that accounts with lesser permissions may not see this, and that you may need to find somebody associated with your Jackrabbit or your school in Jackrabbit that has permissions to see this. But you go to Tools, Online Web Registration, and then you look for a General Settings box, and at the very bottom there is a blue header that says after registration is complete, and there are two radio buttons. The top one is checked off by default, and it says, I would like to display a confirmation message. Now, anything displayed in the confirmation message currently can be copied and pasted onto this success page. This says, whatever this says, it can be pasted in here. So it's not a matter of showing certain information in this message and not showing it on your website. You can copy and paste it from one to the other if you want. But we are going to check the radio button next to I will redirect them to another page. And then a confirmation redirect label will appear with a text field next to it. And you're going to go ahead and copy the URL of this success page and paste it here. All right. And then go ahead and save that. And we are going to head back over to our, actually we're already here, to our Google Analytics page in Action Rabbit, and we are going to toggle on, would you like to track Action Rabbit e-commerce events in Google Analytics? We're going to say yes. So that's been saved. Now let's go back to our test page, and let's fire this up. And we have all of our tools loading in here. We have our short-term class table. We have our class wizard, we have our class calendar, and we have our class filter. Okay. If we go over here we can see our regular events are showing up here as well. It says all of these tools have been launched, but now we're looking for a specific kind of event. We're looking for e-commerce events. So let's go back to our test page, and let's just say that we are going to enroll for this level 2 tadpole class Saturday at 10 a.m. With 2 openings in Zach Thurman. So we click register. This fires us over to our example organization and our Jackrabbit class registration page that everybody should be familiar with. And so upon successful completion of this form, down at the bottom here, we would have put in all our information and we would have clicked submit registration. And then after submitting a registration, upon success, we would be brought back to this page here where it says, thanks for signing up at our school. You're an amazing person. And it also has that short code that we don't see show up. But if we go over here, we'll see we have clicked register. When we click to register, it's basically saying add product to cart. And we have registration complete. And that's basically our e-commerce. We have 2 e-commerce events. That's basically e-commerce purchase. If we look at registration complete, we can see that that was for class level 2 tadpole Saturday 10 a.m. If you remember what we clicked here, it was level 2 Saturday 10 a.m. So that's correct. Let's clear this, and we have our 2 e-commerce events. So bear this in mind when you're reviewing this inside your Google Analytics account, that it does take e-commerce purchase and various events. It could take them quite some time to show up in here, anywhere from 15 minutes to 5 hours. So this may not be something that you see initially. I'm not talking about events. I'm talking about actual e-commerce information. So these events will show up immediately, as you've seen them do here. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to, inside Google Analytics, move over to conversions in the left-hand vertical navigation at the very bottom, and open that up, and then click on e-commerce, and then click overview. Let's see, where are we in our date here? Okay, so this is including today. Let's click today, and we can see that we have a couple transactions for today. We can see twice level 2 tadpole Saturday 10 a.m. has been purchased. These were, one of them was from an example, one of them was from a moment ago, I believe. If we go to Product performance, we should see the same thing here based on the two courses that were added here, which were $89.16 for this particular weekly class. I believe this is a monthly billing schedule. Let's go to sales performance. And so in here, okay, so yes, we can see that this is what the transaction ID shows up as when it comes back from being registered with Jackrabbit class. We have a name, which is John _ Doe _ an email, example email at example.com _ and then the time that the registration went through. We can see that this was at March 25th, 2020 at 4:11 in the afternoon, and then the time code. So this one was at 4:22 in the afternoon, and then this most recent one was at 8:43. Okay, so we're seeing that we're getting e-commerce data through to Google Analytics, inside Google Analytics e-commerce the way that we want to see it, and so that this is identifiable to us. Okay. So all we really did here was create a page, a success page. We told Jackrabbit about it. We told Jackrabbit about it by logging into Jackrabbit, by navigating to online web registration, by clicking the I will redirect them to another page radio button at the bottom of general settings, and adding the URL to the confirmation page on our site. And toggling this on. So that is how you connect e-commerce events through Action Rabbit to Google Analytics.